Lovely, thank you. Okay, Novak, back in action, your first tournament since Wimbledon. Have you had a chance to reflect on that and analyse that event and how you kind of re-energised for this tournament?
Well, I've had a week more than I had in the past 6-7 years of a Grand Slam career. It hasn't happened for a long time that I haven't played in the second week. So from one way or another, it happened for a reason, and I had more time to reflect on the season and of course the French Open. That was very emotional. It took a lot out of me, and I got to spend more time with the family. I got to do more things off the tennis that fulfills me, keeps me going, and so it's only half season over, and now it's a new beginning.
For you personally, the Rogers Cup, it's been a successful tournament in the past. What is it about this event that you enjoy and playing in front of passionate Canadian fans?
Yeah, Canada has a strong history in sports, and tennis particularly through the Rogers Cup. So I've had the privilege of winning this tournament a couple of times, and back in 2007 in Montreal was one of the biggest wins I had in my career, and it was one of the springboards, I think, for what was coming up after that in my career. So those memories come back to me whenever I come to the Canadian soil, and you can feel the appreciation and passion of people in Canada for sport, for tennis. So it's always, obviously a pleasure to perform in front of them.
And for you personally, the Masters Series, 1000 Series this year has been very successful. 29 Masters Series titles now, could be a record 30th. I know you've had a lot of statistics thrown at you, with success comes that. But what would that mean if you were able to achieve that?
Well, I appreciate and respect every achievement, but I don't want to think too much in advance. For now, I just want to play well, feel good on the court. I haven't played for a couple of weeks an official match, and it's the first hardcourt tournament since earlier this year. So I'm just going to focus on my improvement day in and day out and see where it takes me.
And mentioning that, the transition to hardcourt, how's that going? How's practice going? It's a simple process.
It's a process like any other. It hasn't been the first time that I have to go through that process, and it takes days, it takes weeks to really get yourself 100% shape, mentally, physically, and feel well, hitting the ball, getting the right strike zone, getting that comfort level and the positioning and all these things. Obviously I'm going to have a couple of days of adaptation to the time zone, to the conditions here in Toronto. They are not easy, so hopefully I'll be able to get the best out of myself throughout the week.
I wonder if you could just have a little quick word about Milos Raonic and his achievements this year and Wimbledon in particular, and what he's doing for Canadian tennis.
It's very good. I mean, he's a hard worker, and it pays off for him. I know Milos very well for some time, and I've experienced firsthand his evolution and improvement. Obviously, huge serve, one of the biggest that sport ever had. So with that weapon in his arsenal, he can hurt anybody on any surface, and he had an amazing run on the grass courts this year, reaching his first Grand Slam finals. So I'm sure he's very eager now to get back on the court, perform in front of his home crowd, and do well.
I'm talking about big servers, but there's a few here this week. I think with John and with Ivo, and you as one of the the great returners in the game. I wonder if I could ask you, facing big servers like that, what is the hardest thing, and what's the hardest thing when dealing with that?
Well, anticipation of where the serve is going to go. Obviously, it's not easy reading the serve that comes your way 220, 230 kilometers per hour, even more. You kind of sometimes have to follow your instinct, your intuition, and sometimes it's about positioning, but sometimes about reading the pattern, and sometimes it's just pure luck. So when you have the guys serving that way, it's crucial to use the opportunity when it's presented.
Okay, cool. Just a couple of